Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here. Welcome back to another Cardano video. If you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe and the notification bell because what I do here is all about Cardano. So I hadn't really planned an update video today because I'm sitting down with lots of different projects this week, talking to them to get the information out and get the interviews out. But with what happened yesterday, I said I'd put out a very quick update video as well as give confirmation on smart contracts because IOHK put out the announcement yesterday that yes, the proposals have been submitted and we are going to get smart contracts next Sunday. But look, let's just get into it. If you get some value, please give the video a like, share it out there if others can benefit, and let me know your own thoughts in the comments down below as well. So let's get into it. Okay, let's start out here with a bit of good news before we take a look at the markets and everything that happened yesterday. So launch input output, IOHK put out yesterday confirmation. They said launch confirmed today around 5:26 UTC. They submitted the update proposal to the mainnet, which triggers the hard fork combinator for next Sunday. So this is great news. This means that version 1 of smart contracts will go live on top of Cardano next Sunday. So the reason it's done yesterday is because it has to happen one full epoch in advance before you want the change to happen. This is done due to the way the snapshots and everything works on the network. So it has gone in on time. So it means on Sunday this does happen. I put out a video a few days ago talking about what I expect to happen around September 12th in terms of applications and projects going live. So I will put a link down below if people want to check that out as well. But in summary, not expecting any big fireworks this Sunday or major applications going live. Projects that I've been talking to, it's more mid-October, end of October before they go live. So why I say version 1 is going live is because this puts the smart contract functionality there that smart contracts can be used, but lots of the tooling and lots of the improvements is going to come over the next few weeks and months. If you follow Charles Hoskinson on YouTube, you will see he's been putting out a few videos this week talking around different aspects of this as well if you want to check some of them out. So that's it on smart contracts. Another interesting article by IOHK as well was, I did mention the big transaction that happened. One of my recent videos I showed a huge transaction. I think it was $330 million or something like that sent for under $1 on the Cardano network. So just touching on that on transactions. Some people who are familiar with Ethereum will have experienced the pain of paying high gas fees on Ethereum and then the transaction actually failing. So you paid the fees to send it, but the transaction fails, you're still charged the transaction fees. Whereas with Cardano, and this is one of the big advantages on the EUTXO model, is the way it's structured is it happens in two phases. So if the transaction doesn't actually become successful, then you don't get charged the fee. As well, you also have deterministic fees, so you know in advance what it's actually going to cost you to send your funds. So then on to yesterday. El Salvador's world first adoption of Bitcoin endures bumpy first day. So yesterday was not the buy the rumor, sell the news on the Cardano launch and everything like that. This was market-wide pure manipulation. I am fully convinced it's manipulation. Who is actually behind it? We don't really know yet. There's lots of different theories out there, who done it, what done it. But to me, it comes purely down to manipulation on the market anyway. And we will look at the charts for a minute at the end. But El Salvador was having their big day yesterday where Bitcoin became a currency within El Salvador. They are now accepting it. I've seen stories of one guy going into McDonald's to actually buy his food and paying with Bitcoin. Look, to me, I've said this before, Bitcoin is not a cryptocurrency that you use on a daily basis for transactions like that. In its current form, the technology just is not built for that. It's too slow. For me, look, I really like Bitcoin, and for me, it's a long-term store of value. That is the narrative, that is the place for Bitcoin. But in terms of day-to-day transactions, there are lots of other options out there. So again, they had a few protests and different things like that with some citizens not happy about what's going on, a few technical glitches. But one interesting part of this as well is that now, because El Salvador has Bitcoin as an official currency, technically the IMF has to accept Bitcoin from El Salvador. So if they are repaying some of their loans, then they can technically do it in Bitcoin. I'm sure the IMF and all of that kind of stuff will try and come up with excuses and reasons not to do it, but it's in if they take it completely down to the technical detail, then because it's an official currency, they have to accept any country's currency when they are accepting funds from a country. So that one will be interesting. There's talk that it was some of the theories, it's Bitcoin OGs who just didn't like the idea of this El Salvador thing, and then there is other ones that it is IMF, it is bigger institutions kind of showing that they didn't want yesterday to be a big day for Bitcoin and they just decided to tank the markets. If we look at this here, you can see this doesn't happen on a normal market. This is pure manipulation. This is a 4-hourly chart. If we look at even on the hourly, we went from, so there was a bit of a drop here first, and then there was just this massive drop from 50,500 all the way down to $42,500 before getting a big bounce. So again, one part of that is obviously selling into the market, but then liquidations come into that as well. If we look at this here, you can see yesterday was one of the biggest days in a long time for liquidations on longs in the market. So a long trade, for anyone new, is where people have essentially bet with leverage that the market is going to go up. And if the market starts to fall, so leverage allows you to multiply your gains, but it also multiplies your losses. So when the market started to drop so quick, it ended up going past the liquidation point for so many trades, which meant that everyone in them trades had to close the trade and actually sell off in order to settle the trade. So it just puts more downward pressure on the market. So in terms of the ADA price, if you look at this on the bottom is Bitcoin and on the top is Cardano. So you can see in the morning yesterday, Cardano did have a sell-off yesterday. I think it was something like 15 million or 16 million. I seen someone posting one trade that just market sold. So I'm not sure exactly what happened there. But Cardano did have a bit of a sell first, stabilized. And then you can see for the rest of the day, it followed Bitcoin. So the first drop, second drop, Cardano had a bit of a better bounce and then trending sideways following the Bitcoin moves nearly exactly before settling out right now. And now we're waiting to see where things land. In terms of technicals right now, there's not much point in looking at much on the technical side for Bitcoin or for ADA or for anything else, because at the minute there's so much going on with fundamentals that you just looking at levels, you get an idea, but right now I'm watching the overall market and waiting to see what happens. In terms of when things like this happen, what I would say is never panic in the moment. Always wait to see what happens. Generally, there will always be a bounce, whether it's a dead cat bounce you get in the market. I'm not saying this is at all, but this is general opinion. Can't give financial advice here. It's wait, don't make any drastic decisions. The only decision I think you should make when a market is falling like that is maybe going in and picking up some coins that you've been watching. So if you look at the overall market, the overall market is way down. So there's definitely lots of bargains there as well for people who are holding fiat or USDT on the side. Even against Bitcoin, a lot of coins are down, so you can pick up cheaper altcoins. So if there are coins that you've been doing your research on that you wanted to get into, then that is the only kind of decision, the only quick decision I would make when I see drops like this. I think when we look back at this and we are way above these prices again, people will look back at this timeline and say, yes, this was buy the rumor and sell the news for Cardano smart contracts, when in reality, this is the overall market. So look, as I see the next day or so progress, I will give more of an update on this as well. Thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. Share this out there if you think others can get value, and leave a comment down below as well. I will have some interviews coming out tonight with Ardana. Tomorrow I'm sitting down with Ergo, and that should come out on Friday. Lots more coming as well. I will talk to you soon.